Well, good morning. I'm going to invite you to stand and join me in our morning chant. And so our chant, one of the things that we don't do here often is we sing our theology. We sing what we believe. And so our morning chant is the time to do that. And so we've been singing This Little Light of Mine. Well, Phyllis and I got to talking and thought, our light is not little. Our light is big. And so this morning we're going to sing This Big Light of Mine. I'm going to let it shine because, again, words have power. And what is our intention? I don't want your little itty bitty light. I want your big, gigantic, love-filled, power-filled light. And the world needs that too. So y'all ready? Big? Do we need to say, let's all say it together. This big light. There you go. All right, Phyllis, bring it. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All in my home, I'm gonna let it shine. All in my home, I'm gonna let it shine. All in my home, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Good morning. You guys can sit down if you like. Good morning, good morning. Happy October 19th, a beautiful day. Terry's birthday. My mother's birthday, 98 years old she would have been today. And what a blessing she was. I'd like to welcome every single person in the center here today, and also all of you joining us from home, whether you're joining us today or later this week. We are so happy to have you where this big light of ours shines day in and day out. So if you would, if you are new to us, please fill out one of the blue visitor forms in the pocket in the chair in front of you. We love to have your impressions, see what you think of us. Prayer request forms are also available in that pocket. Both of these forms, if you'd like, can be dropped in the offering bag as they're passed later on in the service. If you want to know what's happening here at Unity, I invite you to check out our newsletter and our monthly calendar, which is on the table in the back of the lobby. I hung mine on the refrigerator, as well as our Facebook and Instagram accounts. Just a quick reminder, today after service is A Course of Miracles. You don't have to, you can come, even if you haven't been here before, you're welcome. We have trunk or treating this Friday. Actually, the CCCN does in our parking lot. So if you have kids, please bring them if you'd like to. And next week, right here in our very own Unity of Bloomington, is our Halloween celebration. You're welcome to come as you choose, whatever you would like to be. Just please no scary masks. This October, of course, our theme is transformed by the renewing of your mind. Please, if you will, together we'll join in this affirmation. The Christ within me is my inexhaustible source of renewal. I think anew, live anew, and shine with ever fresh light. Please stand if you're comfortable for our welcome song.
It works when I work it, my good comes pouring through. It works when I work it, these principles of truth. It works when I work it, my joy is multiplied. Everyone who asks receives, and every seeker finds. Everyone who asks receives, and every seeker finds. I know that I am ready to receive the many blessings pouring down on me, loving and releasing that little voice of doubt that says that I'm not good enough and I must do without. 'Cause I know it works when I work it, my good comes pouring through. It works when I work it, these principles of truth. It works when I work it, my joy is multiplied. Everyone who asks receives, and every seeker finds. Everyone who asks receives, and every seeker finds. So now it's time for our Namaste moment. So the children are going to be released with Crystal to downstairs. And Crystal, the snacks and everything are already down there. I went down there and got them set. So Crystal, so all of our children, which is Crystal's two beautiful girls, Ella and Amelia and Nora, can go on downstairs with her. And Nora, thank you for bringing me my name tag. That's right, and Leanne's. Yes, keep us in check. And so how wonderful, Crystal is a parent, and that's where we're taking our youth ed to the kids, our youth, our parents leading our youth ed. And so here it is. We finally got some fall weather, and what a beautiful way. This after service, we'll have some cake to celebrate Terry's 21st birthday, or the anniversary of her 21st birthday. I'll get that right down there. And then let's take the time to acknowledge what is true every day and always. That the God, the divine, the holy, the beauty within me. You know, Leanne was at my house trying to work me to death. She wanted me to work her to death. But God came to my house in the spirit of Leanne. And we had a meal together, and then that's God coming when we help. Coming in when we come together, bringing our voices in love to this place. So let's extend that to one another by acknowledging the truth. Your big light is what I see, I love. And so it is. Namaste, and you're free to move about the cabin. We let the Tibetan bow invite us to go deeper into the sacred space as we step into our time of prayer, our time of communing with the divine within each one of us. And I don't know who was praying. Did y'all see the Hoosiers yesterday? Rain delayed because of lightning, and they still won. So congratulations to our football team. Do you need me to say more, Leanne?
I think that's pretty good.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you for your prayers. And you know, like all the Big Ten teams lost yesterday, like UCLA, Bama, LSU. Bama won, LSU, a whole bunch of those big teams. Like, that's right, because y'all ain't good like us. All right, let's get back into our prayer for I know. Let's take a breath in and out. So much to celebrate. We pause in this sacred moment, breathing deeply into the present that lives and moves in as and through us. We give thanks for this new day, for the breath of life within us, and for the gift of gathering in this sacred, and beloved community. Today we open our hearts in gratitude for divine wisdom unfolding in our lives, for the peace that passes understanding, for the love that binds us together in purpose and joy. Grateful for cities full of rabble-rousers yesterday, and how beautiful our democracy is. We affirm wisdom, clarity, and compassion for all those who serve in leadership in this beautiful city, in this state, and across our nation. May they be guided by integrity, empathy, and a vision of wholeness for all. For all the folks traveling, Dan and Beth, and Kathy Kinsman, and my own nieces on her way here to Bloomington, all the folks coming back from winter break, from fall break. We pray traveling grace over them, knowing that they are safe and all is well. And as we center ourselves, we open to Spirit's renewing power. We are grateful, we are guided, and we are grounded in love. And so it is.
How can I serve today, sweet Spirit? How can I serve today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Who needs my love today, sweet Spirit? Who needs my love today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Where can I share today, sweet Spirit? Where can I share today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. How can I serve today, sweet Spirit? How can I serve today, oh Lord? Speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go.
Today's inspirational reading is from the Daily Word. My faith helps me put feet on my prayers. I believe in the power of prayer to change my life. I believe in the absolute goodness of God. I believe all things are possible. My faith is strong. I live my faith by matching my worldly efforts with my powerful, prayerful intention. After my prayer time, I act upon any inspiration I receive to make manifest my prayers for peace, prosperity, healing, and harmony. Whatever I feel called to do, I do it. This is how I bring my faith to life. I do not wait passively for something to happen to me. I make things happen by letting divine inspiration flow through me. I deepen in faith as I feel God's presence within me. I believe in the power of my spiritual gifts, and I bring those gifts to life. Now, musical inspiration by Phyllis.
principles. I just need to believe. Use the principles, whatever I want to achieve. If I use the principles, without a shadow of doubt. When I use the principles, I know it all will work out. There's only so much that we can be taught. The proof of the learning is walking the walk. Connected to spirit, we then realize we see all around us with a new set of eyes. Use the principles, I just need to believe. Use the principles, whatever I want to achieve. If I use the principles, without a shadow of doubt. When I use the principles, I know it all will work out. Live each new moment as whole and complete. Know that the Christ lives in each one I meet. Consciously link with spirit each day. Believe I am holy and constantly pray. Use the principles, I just need to believe. Use the principles, whatever I want to achieve. If I use the principles, without a shadow of doubt. When I use the principles, I know it all will work out.
A young couple got married and left for the honeymoon. When they returned, the bride immediately called her mother. How was the honeymoon, baby girl? Oh, Mom, it was so wonderful. It was so romantic. The food was awesome. So much beauty around. But she burst into tears. Her mother's like, what is going on? She says, well, it's him. As soon as we got back, he started using foul language, horrible language, awful language. He's just throwing 4-letter words around. I need you and Dad to come and get me. Please. Mother's like, now, just calm down. Just calm. I don't want to get your dad involved until I really know what's going on. So just tell me what he said. We're not going to be mad. We're going to help you through this. We're going to love him. And it's like, oh, no, Mom, they're so horrible. Mom's like, now listen, I don't want your dad coming in there like gangbusters. So just tell me what he said. Just tell me. Says, oh, Mom, he says 4-letter words like cook, wash, iron, and dust. So you guys had to get it 4-letter words. All right, there you go. All right. Jonna, will you please go in my mailbox? There's a stack of papers that Ellen printed for me that I'm going to hand out after the message, and I realized I didn't bring them in here. Thank you, darling. All right, so today my message, we're talking about Renewal 101, Principle in Action. And of course, our foundation text this whole time has been Discover the Power Within You by Eric Butterworth. And I'm going to add an extra voice today. And I want to make this more kind of workshop style. No, it's not going to be an hour workshop today, no. But I'm going to invite you. If you have pen and paper, get those things ready. If you record electronically, if you're going to watch the service again. But I'm really wanting today principles and actions. How do we bring all the things that I've been talking about, renewal, even the 12 principles, how do those things come to life? And so today we're going to have some very practical steps about how to do those things. And so paper, pen, your phone, any of those things. So we've been talking about this is the season of renewal, as nature lets us know. So we began with the call to renew, that inner stirring to live from a higher consciousness. Then we explored the great decision, the power to choose new thoughts and new attitudes. And today, we're going to move from reflection and principle and inspiration and concept and move to application, from talking about the principles to living them, right? Use the principles, live the principles. Eric Butterworth reminds us, you do not need to add anything to life. You need to release what is blocking the flow. And that was our conversation even when we're talking about prosperity, or even when you're healing or wholeness or forgiveness. There's all those things are already around you. What is blocking the flow through you? Then we're going to add the voice of Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman. She built her ministry around the same idea. She is or was a Unity minister. She is the founder of Christ Universal Temple, which is a Unity church in Chicago. And later she founded her own kind of denomination, the Universal Foundation for Better Living. And her symbol was message but powerful. It works if you work it. Right? That spirituality it doesn't happen. It takes work. It takes practice. Right? That if you went to see your doctor and he said, well, I attended all the classes and I theoretically understand what I'm supposed to do, but I've never practiced it. You'd be like, I'll catch you later, and go outside and you just get right. You want someone that knows what they're doing. When people get knee replacements, they want to know how many has that doctor done, or hip replacements, right? Have you practiced it? Do you really know what you're doing? And that's that concept with us as spiritual people. Are we really working the principles, or is this our happy place to come on Sunday and get cake for birthday or a yummy potluck and all the hugs you can want, and then you go out and you're the very same? And you say, wow, Minnassa, I've asked that same question in traditional church, right? These principles, these beliefs are supposed to, in my opinion, and from the work that I have done and studied, supposed to be transforming us so that we can then take our big light to a dark place and shine that. And then everyone says, oh, I can shine my light. And then we all take that light someplace else, so that darkness isn't prevailing because we are shining our light as a practice. Not, well, I theoretically understand the 12 powers and I know the 5. Okay, I want to see what you're living. That is what makes the difference. And so today we're going to have, our message gives us 5 practical ways to live from the power within, and it is renew. This is a beautiful image that Seb created. I saw it on Instagram and Facebook. I'm like, send this to me. So we're going to recognize, evaluate, nourish, engage, and walk. Because small steps, intentional steps, powerful steps, creative steps bring about big transformation holistically, body, mind, and spirit. So all the images you're going to see today, I've already put on my Facebook page. So if we're friends on Facebook, you can go right to Facebook and you'll see all these images for you. Also on Instagram. Right? I want to make them accessible so that they can be applicable. Right? What the world, right? Thousands, hundreds, millions of people marching yesterday. We want to change something, but it takes action. Consistent action, intentional action, spirit-led action. And it's this process of renewal of how you can apply what we've been talking about, but all the principles of how to live, be, and how to live, move, and have your being as a transformative agent, as a spiritual person. So we're going to talk about recognize the power within. And see, we've got superheroes, right? Because that is the power within us. I always think about that quote from Marianne Williamson. It's not our darkness that we're afraid of. It's really our light, our power, our majesticness, our just awesomeness. We want to try to hide that. I was thinking about the concepts about introverts versus extroverts. And I wonder if introverts, how many of them started out as someone like me, just out there. But someone told them, you shouldn't talk so loud. Or who do you think you are? And so it dimmed their light. So now, because something happened to them before they even speak up in a room, they've already scanned, found out who's safe. Is this a safe environment? They don't speak up because someone told them your voice doesn't matter. Right? And so we need to recognize that whoever told you that didn't know what they were talking about, because your voice does matter. And that you are that I am, that we are powerful beings. And I know that oftentimes for women, power is a challenging concept because we've been taught to serve. We've been taught to be weak. So, well, I don't, what do you mean be powerful? I'm just little old me. I just go to my house and I work. Hey, no. That is the world system that wants to say if you sit down to use the bathroom, or if you're weak, you're powerless, you don't have anything to give to the world, right? But that's not true. What I want all of you to do, and myself, because I need to do it too, is to recognize the powerful, majestic, fantastic, glorious, divine entities that you and I are. That is the truth of us. Say, no, that's true about, okay, no, it's not true about me. It is true about me, but it's not just true about me. It's all of us. It is all of us. And so for renewal to begin, it's to recognize our true potential, our true capacity. Eric Butterworth puts it this way: you're not a weak human trying to reach God. You are the activity of God expressing as you. Reverend Coleman puts it this way: God gave you everything you need from the start. Stop begging for what you already have. Renewal begins with the recognition. Before anything can change around us, something has to awaken within us, that Christ consciousness, connecting to our boldness, living in the power of who we are. When we recognize the power within, we stop living small and start living as expressions of divine life. So here's the first one of our practical steps. So let's have a recognition ritual. Before you touch that phone or turn on the TV, what is a way that you can recognize the power of who we are? All right, next slide. So here's an affirmation, and you can find this on Facebook. The power within me is greater than anything around me. What is the day that most people have a heart attack? That's right, because I'm going to work and I'm not ready for that hot mess. And so, no. No one at your work is worth dropping dead over or being in the ICU for months. The power within you and me is greater than anything around me. Going to a family event, the power within me is greater than anything around me. Your family want to talk about politics and they from another planet. When they start talking, you just say, the power within me is greater than anything around me. The power of our words begin that transformative process. Can we begin the day recognizing our power? Right? Because if you wake up and say, oh man, this is Monday, today's gonna suck, you have the same power, you just created that scenario. Say, no, it's not like that. You don't know the people I work with. Yes, I do, because I worked with them. I sent Lily a text one time, I'm going to stab everybody here at work. Because that's how I was feeling. She said, please go in the bathroom and meditate, right? She didn't know, right? I don't know what you do when your mother sends you a text saying she's getting ready to stab everybody, right? But she told me, get away from the situation and take some time to calm down. Right? But we can begin that process by saying the power within me is greater than anything around me. Y'all ain't been on the 405 or the 101. Those freeways will make you cuss. That's right, from NoCal, I'm telling you. Right? The 65 will make you cuss, sometimes the 69, right? But if we can say the power within me and believe it is greater than anything around me. So I'm going to invite you to put it on a postcard, put it on inside your car, so that when you are driving to work, you know, I think about James and going to those kids, and parents. See, the kids are cool, it's their parents, right? So remember, you're headed to your doctor's office, you're headed to work, you're headed to, let this truth reign and rule in your mind, that the power within you is greater than the power of anything around you. And then even in those difficult moments, instead of texting people that you're going to stab everyone, it may be better to just take this phrase within. I am the activity of God expressing today. To remind yourself that in the midst of that, what is going on, even if it's in a small whisper, I am the activity of God expressing today. So here's your reflection question. Where in my life am I being invited to remember who I really am? Where in my life am I being invited to remember who I really am? Because sometimes appearances are deceitful. You all saw my mom be like, oh, what a sweet little old lady, so sweet. Well, I've shared before that I was in an abusive relationship before I met my sweet Gail. And I didn't know this, but my mom had told Lily that if my husband had hurt me, that her and Patty, that being my aunt, were going to make it right. Okay? That's a comment from 15 years ago when my mother would have been 74 and my aunt would have been 80. But the two of them knew that should I be harmed, they weren't just going to be two little old ladies. They were going to be two mad, powerful little old ladies, right? My mom knew who she was. She was my mother, and she was going to protect me at all costs, right? She knew who she was, and that's what I'm saying. We need to know who we are. That in a circumstance where people are coming to us like, oh, my God, everything's crazy. You say, you know what? Let's just take a moment and take a breath. Or let me hear what's going on with you. I can't fix that for you, but I know that I stand with you. Right? Recognize our power to make a difference. Oh, I'm ready for our affirmation for recognition. Reverend Beckwith says you got to recognize what is going on in your cognition. Do you ever even think about what you're thinking about? I recognize the power of God within me, and I live from that awareness now. All right, let's go to E, evaluate your thinking. Eric Butterworth says, things may happen around you and things may happen to you, but the only thing that really counts are the things that happen in you. Johnny Coleman puts it this way, your mind is your workshop. If you don't like what you're producing, change your thinking. Renewal requires mental honesty. We can't think the same thoughts and expect a new experience. What is that quote from that they said is Einstein, to keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result? Right? That's insanity. If you always do what you always did, then you're always going to get what you always got. So let's evaluate and think about what is going on in my thoughts. Every transformation begins with an evaluation of our thinking. Right? I remember going to the bookstore. I'd go to the New Age section. I'd get right to the edge. Be like, this is the devil. And I would leave. But something was drawing me. So I'm back in Barnes & Nobles. I'm going to that section. And then one day I just stepped right in. Read the books, and I thought, this is the devil. But something, I thought, wait a minute. As you think, so you are. Oh my Lord, that's right out of Proverbs. That verse has been in front of me my whole life. So as I began to change my thinking and make room for even the New Age and the New Thought section in the bookstore to have something for me, here I am today. But it began with, what am I really thinking? I had a woman tell me one time, she's a friend of mine, she says, I am so stupid. I said, you can't be, because I don't have any stupid friends. Right? What is coming out of our mouth? When negativity arises, right, I'm going to fight it. No, just replace the thought. I'm ready for my next slide. When those negative thoughts, your family never mattered to anything. You don't have any value. You're not a perfect skinny, 10 on the cover of a magazine, or you can't paint, or, I can't. Okay. This is not true about me. I am whole, wise, and guided. You don't matter. That's not true about me. I am whole, wise, and guided. You failed because you made one mistake in 1975, right? No, that's not true about me. I am whole, wise, and guided. It's time to change the thought process. Every day, how can we name one thought? Here's your practice. To name one thought that lifted you up and one thought you're ready to release. What is one thought that lifted you up and one thought that you're ready to release? I'm so grateful to Jonna. She kept asking me, why are you covering your hair? Why do you keep covering your hair? I said, well, Jonna, I'm locking my hair. So I'm taking my hair back to a natural form. And in the midst of that, it looks like a hot mess. She says, well, I think it looks great. But what I didn't really say was, as a black woman, I'm very concerned about how my hair looks to white people, and I'm concerned about their judgment of that. Right? That's not what I said, but that's what I was thinking. So I thought, okay, first of all, most white folks don't know how my hair is supposed to look anyway, right? So however I come rocking it, it's supposed to, but again, why am I concerned about that? Why was I hiding? Right? Challenge that thought. That if you don't like the way my hair is and you can pay for me to go to get my hair done in a different way, right? But again, I'm not worthy to express myself from head to toe. Right? Think about Spanx. All the things that they sell women that tell you your body's not good. It's like, so we have to take a step back. And I know that even for men, the statistics on men, that we have to pray for men. Suicide is just quadrupling with them. They're not feeling valued. Again, these messages that if you're not perfect or you're not making $1 million, you don't have the biggest truck, we have to say no. What's true about me is that I am whole, I am wise, and I am guided. That's the truth about me. So the reflection question is, what repetitive thought am I ready to transform today? What repetitive thought am I ready to transform today? And then here comes our affirmation. I evaluate my thoughts with honesty and love, aligning with divine truth. Now, this doesn't mean you're going to change everything you think in 5 minutes. But it does mean, when you see someone, you go, what was that thought? Right? Just check the thought. That's how it begins. So let's talk about nourish your mind and body. That's the end. Eric Butterworth reminds us that life is not something to get. It is something to express. And Johnny Coleman says, take care of the temple you live in, because God lives there too. Right? The who you are is within this gorgeous earth creature. Take care of it. Renewal is holistic. It involves mind, body, and soul working together. When we nourish ourselves, we become clear channels for the divine flow. So I'm giggling at this point. Eat food that gives life. Now I'm laughing because I told you Leanne came over and hung out with me, helped me start getting some things put away, and she said, okay, I'm gonna bring you lunch. I said, okay. Y'all wanna know what we had for lunch? We had a foot-long chili dog from DQ, a bean and cheese burrito from Taco Bell, and then a malt. She had chocolate and I had vanilla from DQ. And I told myself, this is good for me because it came in love. And I received it that way, as the love of my friend. making sure I had some good hot dog to eat. I love hot dogs, right? But eat food that gives life. Just, I wish Palin was here because she used to eat live fruit. How many vegetables do you eat a day? How many fresh fruits do you eat a day? How often? Right? Most of us are eating stuff that's packaged, or I grab what I can get. But humans aren't that old, and fruits and vegetables are still what we need. Say, well, with your plus size self, what you talking about? I'm saying that plus size or not, all of us need to eat healthy foods, fresh foods, foods you get at Blooming Foods or Fresh Time, right? And Kroger. Right, but being intentional about taking care of this, right? Because we just run, grab that muffin, get you this, and then you wonder why one day you can't get out of the bed. It's because you didn't. How many of you put olive oil in your car when you need gas? Right, none of us, because that's not what the car needs. What do we need? What do we need to eat? And then, of course, to stay hydrated. Drink water like it's liquid prayer, and then move our bodies, stretch, dance, walk, or rest. I'm going back to my dance lessons. And talk about rest. Before I came here and I was working with my coach and my tarot cards and my oracle cards, all telling me to rest. I was like, I don't need to rest. I need to do something. But I rested. And I'm grateful because when this new path opened for me to come here, you got the relaxed. You're like, you are the relaxed version of yourself? Yes, I am. You got the rested and relaxed version. But the best thing is by being in that space, as Gail was on this journey for the last year of her life, I was also able to be present to her because I was relaxed. Remember the first Sunday here, I think I was the service leader. I wanted to do everything. And when I walked out that door, I thought, that's your last Sunday. This congregation has a system. They didn't need you to be the service leader before you got here, and they don't need you now. So I had to release that. But, I haven't done enough today to rest. Really? What is the thing? Tell me. What are the things you have to do to be able to rest? What is it? Resting, watching silly movies. On TikTok, I try to be good. They have these videos, people from their Ring cameras, catching people falling as they go in and out the house. See, Maya knows. I'll be howling. I'll be hurting myself. It is hilarious how people fall. Right? Laughter is the best medicine. Resting. Get a move on. I'm getting a desk. That's what Leanne was helping me set up my office. I need a desk that moves up and down because I can't just keep sitting. Let's feed our mind uplifting content, music, sacred texts, books or religious texts, affirmations, and of course, laughing. And then the very best thing we can do is to season our lives with gratitude. Here's the reflection question. What habit or practice will nourish my mind and body this week? Right? We have yoga in here on Saturdays. You can, we have probably 2 or 3 more weeks to be able to walk at Bryant Park, right? But you can go to the Y. What habit or practice will nourish my mind and body this week? And I'll take my slide, said, please. I nourish my body and mind with what gives life, energy, and peace. All right, we're headed towards the home stretch. Let's go to E, engage with spirit daily. Eric Butterworth says, you do not have to reach God, you have to release. Remember, God is already you, in, as, and through you. What can we do to release more of that divine potential and power? And this is, Reverend Johnny Coleman was preaching when she said this. Don't come to church on Sunday and leave your faith on the pew. Take it to work Monday morning. That is right. You got to engage with spirit all day, every day. That's where faith becomes flow. It's not about religion or spirituality or practices. It's letting spirit guide us through ordinary moments. Right? When you're visiting someone in the hospital, it's easy to be, but how about just when you're in the house or in the grocery store? That's when our spirituality matters, when it's in our everyday life. Or I shouldn't say it matters, but it has a greater impact in our everyday life. We can't outsource our spirituality. Renewal requires daily connection through prayer, silence, and service. So here are some practical steps. Create a 3-minute spirit reset during your day. Begin new tasks by affirming, God is the source, and I am the channel. God is the source, and I am the channel. Journal one moment each day where you felt divine flow. Because once you begin to notice it, you'll see it all day. You'll be like, oh yeah, there's divine in me. Here I was, right? And then you'll begin to see that you're doing it more often. What you see, you'll see more of. Here's the reflection question. Where can I pause this week to reconnect with spirit before reacting? And I'll take my next slide, please. I engage with spirit daily. God expresses through me with ease and joy. And now we're on the W. Walk it out. Eric Butterworth, God can only do for you what God can do through you. And Johnny Coleman bringing it again. Faith without works is dead, and belief without action is empty. This is where principle becomes power, when we walk it out, when we live it. Renewal isn't about perfection. I'm not telling you to be perfect and, if you lose your temper or you cuss or you want to stab people, right? It's about the practice. It's about the doing with intention. I start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy. It is my intention to do that. Today I'm moving, grooving, and living in my power as a divine of who I am. And then you take the day as it comes. Actions, what did your mama tell you? Actions speak louder than words. So let our actions of grace, of joy, of understanding, of forgiveness, of being powerful, let that be how we shine our big light in the world. Here are some practical steps. Be kind on purpose and forgive quickly. Speak truth with love, even when it's uncomfortable. Speak truth with love, even when it's uncomfortable. Bring calm energy into tense spaces. And serve someone this week with no expectation of return. Here is the reflection question. What does walking my truth look like as action this week? What does walking my truth look like as action this week? I'll take my next slide, and here's our affirmation for walking. I walk as a living example of divine renewal. I am principle in action. No, I got another one for us to say. So I know that this is a lot of information. Again, all the slides are on my Facebook and Instagram page, and if you need them, I'll just send my PowerPoint to you. But you saw people out in the streets yesterday. We need something different. It takes action. And there are people in our lives who are lost, who need healing, who need direction. And we are that. We can not fix their problems, but touch and pull out the God within them. Express and show them how it's done. So this week, remember, our action plan is to renew. Recognize the power within. Evaluate your thinking. Nourish your body and mind. Engage with spirit and walk it out. And so now here is our community affirmation. So I used to change it. It used to be our congregational affirmation, but we're not a congregation. We're a community. And so I'm not going to have congregational affirmation anymore, but I will have community. And you see that U capitalized, representing us. So will you please join me in proclaiming, I live as principle in action. I renew my mind, body, and life through the power within me. It works because I work it. And so it is. as we go into this meditation, usually we're sitting quietly, but I'm inviting you, encouraging you to let your meditation today be visioning, seeing yourself doing this, recognizing, engaging, walking it out, nourishing. That let this time in the silence, in this time of sacredness, be a time where you are encouraging, connecting, and inviting your spirit to put your principles in action. Let's take a breath in and out. Let's breathe in and out. And let's breathe in and out. And I encourage you, as we step into the silence, take this time to envision your principles in action. So I invite you to come back into this sacred space, seeing the vision of you moving powerfully in your divine power, recognizing your thoughts, evaluating, nourishing your beautiful body and mind, engaging with spirit on a daily basis more often, and then walking your talk. I invite you to join me in a breath in and out. And so it is.
At this time, if we could call up the greeters. Unity of Bloomington has made it super easy for you to give to and contribute to our Unity community. I think they're up on the screen is the code that you can use. Any way that you would like to give, we're happy to receive. Just a reminder, if you have written anything on the blue visitor form, or if you have special prayer requests, to go ahead and drop those in the bag. Love for as the bags are passed. If you feel like it, put your hand over there and bless all the giving, and we're so, so grateful.
God is the source of all I see.
God is the source of all I see.
God is the source in me.
God is the source in me.
God is the light in which I'm seeing.
God is the light in which I'm seeing.
God is the light in me.
God is the light in me.
God is the mind that I am thinking.
God is the mind that I am thinking.
God is the mind in me.
God is the mind in me.
God is the source and God is the light.
God is the source and God is the light.
God is the mind in me.
God is the mind in me.
God is the source of all I see.
God is the source of all I see.
God is the source in me.
God is the source in me.
God is the light in which I'm seeing.
God is the light in which I'm seeing.
God is the light in me.
God is the light in me.
God is the mind that I am thinking.
God is the mind that I am thinking.
God is the mind in me.
God is the mind in me.
God is the source and God is the light.
God is the source and God is the light.
God is the mind in me.
God is the light in me.
Come on forward. I invite you to say our offering blessing together. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Loving giving brings me prosperous living, and I give to Unity of Bloomington gratitude for the rich spiritual good I receive throughout the year. I expect the miracle of God's rich abundance every area of my life and my spirit community now. And so it is. She wants to always get up here on this microphone.
There you go. I'm gonna do it right here.
Oh.
So Jonna got some paper, so when you go out, Jonna, where are you gonna put it? All right, so this is a worksheet to help you during the week apply the things that we talked about. And so Jonna, have a copy, take it home, and then let me know what you think about using it. Okay, is that okay, Leanne?
That's perfect.
Thank you.
Hey, watch this. That's in alignment.
In alignment.
Okay, before we, if you will stand, before we do our prayer for protection and our closing song, I'd like to leave you with these two things. We talk about gratefulness. Number one, be grateful for Mother Nature. If you haven't taken the time yet this morning to listen to the rain, stick your tongue out, let the rain hit your tongue. Been a long time coming. So we're thankful for Mother Nature. The second thing this one's a deep one. A dog teaches us the powerful message for love, loyalty, and unconditional love without ever saying a word. You think about that. So let's share our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. All right, circle up, troops. Don't forget, we're having cake in the back.